Hi, I'm Jim with InStuffMusic.com, and we're here today to talk about the Faux Spring Reverb from Wampler. Now, what this pedal is pretty much what it says. It emulates that classic spring reverb sound, you know, from so many of those great old Fender amps and other great vintage amps. Wampler makes really high-end effects. Let's dive right in here. The controls are very simple. Level, that's how much reverb you're going to get against your dry sound. So think of this as like a wet control. The tone of the reverb and the depth, meaning, you know, how much of an echo, you know, how big of a chamber it sounds like your reverb is reverberating in. So let's see what these all do. I'm going to keep everything at noon to start out with. And so you get that nice little flutter in there. That's really nice. Okay, now that we see what the controls are, you got this heavy-duty toggle switch right here. Very cool kind of olive green sparkle casing. Let's get some sounds on this thing. Okay, I'm playing a vintage 58 Les Paul through a Fender DeVille. That right there is all the reverb coming from the pedal. Obviously, there's not going to be anything on the amp. Here's a reference tone for you real quick in the neck. Okay, now my first sound here, I have the level set at about 9 o'clock. I have the depth turned all the way down, and I have the tone turned down pretty low. Now on this pedal, if you keep the tone turned all the way to the left, all the way down, it's going to give you a real dark, rich analog sound. And the more you turn it to the right, it's going to brighten it up and give you a more modern sound. I don't want to say digital, but it's, you know, it's a little reminiscent of you know, a more digital sounding reverb, something you'd find in like a, you know, kind of a Boss unit or something. So here we go. Tone all the way down, depth down. This is what we sound like. Okay, turn the level up a little bit. Let's say about 11:30. I'm going to set the depth at about noon here. Turn the tone to about 9 o'clock. Let's see what we got. So you can see that's a pretty good amount of reverb we have on there, and I don't even have the level set at noon. We bring the level up to noon. I'm going to turn the depth up to about 3 o'clock, and I'm going to bring the tone to about noon. We're going to start to get pretty cavernous here, so let's listen. Okay, and just to see what we can do, I'm going to crank the tone all the way up, and I'm going to crank the depth all the way up. And I'm going to crank the level all the way up. Great sounding reverb. That's the faux spring reverb from Wampler.